A very good morning, dear students. I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves and also preparing well for the semester exams, which are very near now. Today, we are going to learn about the major rivers of India, that is, chapter 16. Now, this is not something new that you are going to learn. We have been doing uh, physical divisions of India, and while we were doing the different physical divisions like mountains, Himalayan mountains, or northern plains, or the Deccan Plateau, or even when we were doing Thar Desert, we have been learning about the various rivers which flow through these areas. So in this lesson, all these rivers they have been put together, and we are going to learn separately about each of them once again. So let us begin the lesson, and I am sure you will find this very interesting to know more about these different important rivers of India. Indian drainage system consists of a large number of small and big rivers. The smaller ones are the tributaries and the big ones are the major rivers. Now these rivers they are of two major kinds. We have already discussed this, isn't it? The first one is perennial or the rivers which have water throughout the year, while the other one is non-perennial or seasonal rivers. The perennial rivers are the rivers which originate from the Himalayan glaciers, and they are formed because of the melting of the ice. And these rivers they have water throughout the year because they are fed by the Himalayas. Whereas the seasonal rivers they have water, plenty of water during rainy season, but during summer season some of them even dry up. So let us learn about the major river systems in India. First, we are going to learn about Krishna. The Krishna River is the fourth biggest river in India in terms of water inflows and river basin area after Ganga, Godavari, and Brahmaputra. It is 1400 kilometers long. It is a major source of irrigation for farmers in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh. The Krishna River originates in the Western Ghats near Mahabaleshwar in the state of Maharashtra. Its main tributaries are Koyna, Ghatprabha, Bhima, Musi, and Panchganga. Tungabhadra is another important tributary of river Krishna. Vijayawada is the largest city on river Krishna, and the Nagarjun Sagar Dam was built across the river Krishna to provide irrigation facilities. So you did not remember all these things. Some important things I have underlined, and some things which you find interesting you can learn. So maybe the names of one or two important tributaries, the city located on the bank of this river, the largest city. So these things you can learn. Next, we move to Kaveri. The Kaveri River originates in Karnataka and flows through Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The river played a significant role in providing agricultural facilities to various ancient and modern kingdoms of South India. It is 765 kilometers long, and the two most important dams built on this river are Krishna Raja Sagar Dam and Mettur Dam. These dams, like other dams, they provide irrigation facilities to all the agriculture areas surrounding them, and the most famous city located on the banks of river Kaveri is Tiruchirappalli. Its important tributaries are Kabini, Bhavini, and Amravati. And I have put a picture also for you to understand it better. You can see it starts, green area is Karnataka, the river starts there and it moves eastwards, and then it empties in the Bay of Bengal. And on way you can see we have the Mettur Dam and the Krishna Raja Sagar Dam. So I have put this picture for you to understand it better and to also to make it a bit interesting for you. Now we move to Mahanadi. Mahanadi is a major river in east central India. It is 858 kilometers long. The river flows through the states of Chhattisgarh and Orissa. It provides plenty of water for agricultural fields in Odisha. The construction of Hirakud Dam brought prosperity to the people of Odisha and Chhattisgarh. The most important city situated on the banks of this river is Cuttack. And this is the picture of Hirakud Dam, which is the longest dam of India. Next, we come to river Narmada, which is also known as the lifeline of Madhya Pradesh. It provides water for irrigation to the people of Madhya Pradesh. Its length is 1315 kilometers. It originates at Amarkantak in Madhya Pradesh, where it is just like a small stream. It is a very small stream, and you will not be able to make out that this is the small stream which later becomes into such a big river, Narmada. It in Madhya Pradesh, it flows between Satpura in the south and Vindhya range in the north. It is the largest of the west flowing peninsular rivers with a drainage basin of 93,180 square kilometers. This river flows westward and it empties into the Arabian Sea. The Sardar Sarovar project has been constructed on this river. Jabalpur is an important city located on the banks of river Narmada. Now, do and learn. Hirakud Dam is associated with Mahanadi River, and Jabalpur is situated on the banks of river Narmada. Next, we move to another important and large river, that is Indus River. It is one of the largest river basins of the world. It is also known as Sindhu. It originates in the Tibetan region at the Kailash mountain range. In Tibet, it is known as Singhi Kambam. After flowing through Tibet and Jammu and Kashmir, it enters into Pakistan near Chile in the Dagestan region. So you need not worry about these facts. The important things I have underlined. So you can learn the important things and just know about other things. Its most important tributary is the Panchnad, which is formed by successive mergers of rivers, five rivers of Punjab, that is Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj and Beas. You need to remember the names of these five rivers. The Indus River provides key water resources for Pakistan's economy, especially most of the nation's agricultural production. Now, this is a river which looks very beautiful. This is a river which flows through Ladakh area, Jammu Kashmir area, and I have put some pictures for you to understand it better and also to make it interesting. We move to river Ganga, and we have been learning about this river even in Himalayan region when we were doing chapter 12, and also when we were doing the northern plains, because this is one of the major river basins found in the northern plains. River Ganga is the most important river of India, both from the point of view of its basin and also cultural significance. It rises in the Gangotri glacier near Gomukh in Uttarakhand. Here it is known as Bhagirathi, and then it starts coming southwards, and at Devprayag the Bhagirathi meets the Alaknanda, and hereafter it is known as Ganga. The Ganga enters the plains at Haridwar. The total length of Ganga is 2525 kilometer. It is shared by Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. These are the four major states lying in this area. The Son, Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak and Kosi, Yamuna and Mahananda are important tributaries, and of these Yamuna is the longest tributary of Ganga. The river finally discharges or empties itself into the Bay of Bengal, and we have learned that it forms delta there. And what is the name of this delta? It is the Sundarban deltas, which are the biggest deltas in the world. Now we will learn about the biggest tributary or the longest tributary of river Ganga, that is river Yamuna. It joins Ganga at Prayag, Allahabad, and that region is also called Sangam. We have learnt about this also. It has its source in the Yamunotri Glacier. Cities like Delhi and Agra are situated on the banks of this river. The total length of Yamuna is 376 km. The Hindon, Kane, Chambal are its important tributaries. And do you remember what do we mean by tributaries? Tributaries are the smaller rivers which join these major rivers. So while the river is flowing on the way, other rivers join, smaller rivers, they join these bigger rivers, and those small rivers or branches are called tributaries. River Ganga is also associated with Lord Krishna in various stories connected with him. So, the Taj Mahal is also made at the bank of river Yamuna. The important river basin that we have already learnt about is Brahmaputra river basin, and the river Brahmaputra has its origin in the Kailash range near Mansarovar. From here, it flows through southern Tibet, where it is known as Sangpo, which means the purifier. It enters India through Arunachal Pradesh, and you can see in the picture it is flowing through Tibet, and it is called Sangpo Blue Line, and it is entering India through Arunachal, which is the easternmost part of India, and then it flows through West Bengal, Bangladesh, and joins river Ganga, and these two rivers together they empty into Bay of Bengal and they form deltas there. It enters India through Arunachal Pradesh, where it is known as the Brahmaputra. The Brahmaputra has many tributaries in its 750-kilometer long journey through the Assam Valley. It enters Bangladesh near Dhubri and flows southward. It finally merges with the river Padma, which is a branch of Ganga. When it enters, which is the branch of Ganga, it is called river Padma in Bangladesh. It falls, and these two together they fall into the Bay of Bengal. So this is what we have been learning, and we have learnt once again in this lesson. And with this we come to the end of the lesson. There are some maps. There is a map in the book which is not very colorful and which is not very clear, so I have put another map here for you to understand better. I have marked the major rivers with a pencil there for you to understand, and even circle the names of the rivers. So go through this map carefully, and I am sure you will certainly enjoy learning more about these rivers. And one map which is colorful, which I have put there, all the rivers are seen very clearly, mostly the rivers Indus and its branches, river Ganga and its tributaries you can see here, and also river Brahmaputra, and other areas are very clear in the colored map. So with this we come to the end, and you can find some colorful pictures too in some slides that follow, and learn all these things well and also enjoy the lesson. So till we meet again with the next video, keep learning, keep smiling, and keep preparing for your exams. This is the Krishna river near Raichur in Karnataka. The legendary river Narmada near Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh. The Indus river, and in the background you can see the Himalayan range. The Satluj river flowing through Punjab, and a collection of some beautiful scenes which you can enjoy. Now once you have enjoyed the pictures, I have put the exercises for you to learn. The lesson is very easy. Find the answers and try to do them yourselves, and once you have done, check your answers using these slides. I am not going to read them for you. You can do them yourselves. First one is tick the right answer. Now this is match the following. You are not going to match drawing lines, but you will match by writing the numbers like I have done, and in the examination you will match as word meanings. Okay. Fill in the blanks, choose words from the box, and fill them correctly in the blank. If you have done, please check your answer. Last, we have true or false. Uh, Read the sentences and write there true or false. True for the correct statements and false for the incorrect. And you will not write T and F. And please remember this in the examination also.